Hi, friends. Happy Tuesday. I am Alex Erickson, and this is our first Dream Team chat of April. And I am so excited to be hanging out with you guys. Bree and I have been brainstorming the best type of content to be coming to you during our spring and into our summer season, as that's usually a transition time for us consultants to be like digging deep into our business, reevaluating what's working, what's not, adding things in, removing things. And it's a very much spring cleaning type season of business, and we wanted to give you guys the opportunity to possibly learn some new skills and practices to add into your business if this is the avenue that you want to go. We recognize consultants work their business in so many different ways. And so that's really great, especially if you have found a groove in your business and you're working that way and it's working well for you. I say you ride that wave and you enjoy it. But what I'm finding personally in my own business is that the tides are shifting a little bit, and what was working well for me maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago actually isn't working as well for me now. And I think I've recognized that my audience, my ideal network or ideal clients don't receive content information the way that I was putting it out. Like it wasn't being received as well because I think the way that people have consumed content has changed over the years. And so I think that we as consultants and business owners are really at this point, especially if you work your business online and you have a network online. I think that us consultants are getting to a point that we recognize that the landscape of how people are consuming content is changing, and we kind of have to get with it so we don't get left behind, right? We can't continue to show up the same ways if we're not getting new customers, if we're not getting eyeballs on our business, if we're not getting people asking questions and being engaged. That's a good indicator that what we're doing actually isn't working as well as maybe we wanted to, right? And so Bree and I were chatting about like, okay, spring cleaning time. It's time to like really evaluate some stuff. What do we talk about? This. We feel like talking about creating compelling content that converts, content that is useful in your business, drives results in your business, like straight up sales, recruits, clubbers, like results in your business, not just likes and loves and whatever. We think that we have to focus on that. Okay. So what you can expect from us for our Dream Team chats for the next like month and a half, 2 months, we'll see, is content related trainings for you guys, right? And we are going to dive deep into topics. We're going to do some tutorials where we can. We're going to just like really get into the nitty gritty of it, hoping that you guys will hopefully find some moves and grooves in your business now in the spring, putting practice in, refining, learning as you go. So then you can be successful and moving and grooving with ease come fall and winter, which with the way the year is going is going to be here in no time, right? So no time but the present then to start learning. And so this week we're diving into content that converts, right? So we really want to talk about like the content that drives engagement, leads, and then the sales. I think the sales is so important too. It's not just like a 1, 2, 3 step and it's like you do this, you do this, you do this, and you're getting the sales. We know that content, sharing ourselves, sharing our lives, being vulnerable, introducing people to ourselves takes time, right? This isn't an overnight thing, but there are strategies and there are ways to do it that actually gets more eyeballs on you, that actually gets people engaged, that actually gets people asking questions, that actually gets people imagining themselves doing what you're doing, using what you're using, loving what you're loving, etc. Okay. We are in the social selling business. Like literally it's in the name. We are social to sell. We be social to sell. So we want to be able to offer you the opportunity to learn this as we're learning. You guys, Bree and I are truly just like a few steps ahead of this. And so we're just like turning around to show you what we're learning. Okay. We're still learning along the way. We don't feel super equipped to like show you how to edit videos and how to do cuts and like all that stuff because we are still learning. But let me tell you what we are learning. We are learning that every time we post a video, it gets easier. We are learning that once we create, more ideas flow. We are learning how to edit our videos better. We are learning different angles that we like. We are learning our style. This is all stuff that we are learning over time. So don't let the fear of being perfect or whatever stop you, because you're never going to be perfect. And the only way to get better is to learn and do. Okay. I understand that social media can be very intimidating. If I told you that I was intimidated on social media, would you guys believe me? Because like literally it can freak me out sometimes. Okay. Like, I don't know, especially lately, I feel like a little bit freaked out on social media because I feel vulnerable. I feel super vulnerable. I feel like all eyes are on me, and I see it. I see my numbers. I see how many people are watching my stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this freaks me out for some reason. Okay. So like, that's normal. Okay. But here's the thing is this is my business. The things I'm sharing is working. I'm getting engaging questions asked. I'm getting sales from the things I post. Like people are watching. And so it's important for me to dive into that instead of turn away from that because of fear. Because I know that when I keep showing up, I'm going to get more creative. I know when I keep showing up, I'm going to get more confident. I know when I keep showing up, I'm going to learn more to then be able to show up better, with better quality, with better value, right? So that's what we want to do. Okay. We want to talk about like, how can you do that? Right. And Bree and I talk about that like quite often. We talk about providing value. Okay. Like we want to provide value to our customers, and value comes in so many different ways. We don't have to always be like made out of titanium, aluminum, and a water-based formula. This room spray is highly addictive. Like, no, it doesn't, like that doesn't have to be value. It can be like, literally do not travel without one of these because you never want to be caught in an airport in a stinky bathroom. That is valuable, right? It's like, it doesn't have to be some mind-blowing knowledge that I read in a book. It's like, hey, do you have this problem? Hey, I've had that problem too, and here's the solution, right? So this is like a formula that you can use for pretty much every bit of content you put out. You can use this formula, okay? Feel, felt, found. It's a very old school technique. It's literally been around for like ever, probably as long as sales have been a thing. Feel, felt, found has been a formula for your sale, for your, I guess, your sales, your content, right? And this can be, Bree's going to talk about different types of content. You can hit this in some caliber pretty much on every single thing that you post, okay? And again, it does not have to be some grandiose, valuable thing, okay? But feel, felt, found. Have you ever felt like this? I did too, but I found this, right? Like, dude, have you ever been stuck in a freaking airport and the bathroom was just blew up and you had no relief? Bro, same. That's why I'll literally never be caught dead without this. Feel, felt, found. Easy. Bro, do you get so dehydrated during the day? Dude, me too. That's why I love this new tumbler. It's like keeps my water cold all day long and it's so cute. Feel, felt, found. So easy, right? You ever got a bar that you don't love? Yeah, me too. You can smell my testers if you want. Who wants me to drop them off for you? Feel, felt, found. And it doesn't always have to be like, so like, have you ever, me too, this is a solution, but just in your mind, think like, okay, how can I relate to someone here? And then how can I solve the problem with my whatever? Like Dee Dee makes her little cooking videos. Like, dude, I get so tired of figuring out what I'm cooking for dinner every day. I'm so thankful that I found this HelloFresh or Blue Apron or whatever it is. Sorry, I don't know. But like, look at my dinner tonight. Okay. It doesn't have to be like this big crazy formula that you're saying the word feel, you're saying the word felt, you're saying the word found in your post. It's just like a framework for asking yourself, like, how am I solving the problem? How am I providing value here? Because frankly, the people watching your stuff, especially people like on a public thing like TikTok or Instagram, if your Instagram is public, they literally don't care about you yet. Okay. So like you have to solve a problem for them. You have to like give them something for them, you know? Now in your VIP group, different demographic, different type of thing. Okay. In your stories, different demographic, different type of thing. But on like public things, like you're going to start doing reels or TikToks, feel, felt, found. That is going to be your best friend for like compelling, engaging, like results driven content. Okay. But you can also do that just like in your VIP group, advertising something like a fragrance flower in the sun. Like I am literally obsessed with the way the sun is hitting this fragrance flower. Like it just makes me feel like it's just so girly and cute. I just love it so much. Okay. That's not providing crazy amount of value, but it's providing a feeling. This is how I'm feeling. This is what it makes me feel. And in my VIP group, those people know me, they like me, they trust me, they're vibing with me there. Right. So, absolutely think about like the structure of how you're posting. See if there's a way that you can like swoop it around to be about them, right? Arrows out. We're going to be like pointing out and seeing what we can do for other people and then relating to them. Okay. So that's all I have for you. I'm going to pass it over to Bree and she's going to be talking about like different types of content that we can be doing this with.
Yes, absolutely perfect. Okay. And again, I want to preface this by saying this is a learning curve, and it's still a learning curve for me. It's still a learning curve for Alex, and it's okay if you are at the beginning of that curve and you're just figuring it out. And like the conversation that Alex and I had earlier, I was telling her this, but really it resonated with me, and the idea that like I am literally walking through what I want my brand and my niche to look like, and who I'm showing up on social media, specifically Instagram, because my Instagram has been like 98% Scentsy for years, and I've loved that. But now that I am exploring what grabs people's eyes and how I can add value and how I can get more people into my business, get more people onto my Instagram, because that's my cozy little spot is Instagram. Um, I'm exploring what else I can open myself up to, and that looks a lot like trying things out, doing new content, figuring it out as I go, having fun, being a little bit serious. Like I'm taking different parts of my personality, things that intrigue me when I watch other people, and applying it to my own life and applying it to my own social media and going from there. So it is okay. And I highly recommend go and explore other people's pages. Go to your explore page, go to the TikTok for you page, go see what catches your attention. What kind of content is catching your attention? Go to the Instagram Reels page, see what kind of reels are trending, see what kind of hooks or things you can apply to Scentsy or apply to your life. That's what I do. Literally, I go and save a bunch of sounds that I like and I sit on it for a little bit, or I get an immediate idea and I'm like, oh, that'd be perfect. I could do a transition with this and whatever. So like find your inspiration and make it you. Okay. That wasn't in my notes. Y'all got that for free. Okay. Types of high converting content. That is the next piece of this. Okay. And I'm going to run through these kind of quickly, hopefully, maybe, I don't know. I feel like some of these need a little bit more deep dive, but I'm just going to kind of bullet point some of these things so you guys can have an idea of what types of content you can be putting out there that has been proven to convert into whatever you want, right? Whether that's more followers, whether that's engagement, whether that's sales, whether it's team, like whatever conversion you want, depending on the content you're putting out, this has been proven to work. Also, let me preface this by saying I'm not necessarily saying that it's worked night and day for me and Alex, right? We've tried some of these things, and I'll give you an example of something that happened literally today, but like this is tried and true in social media, okay? And these are things that we're literally trying. So when I say we're walking this path with you, we're doing this alongside of you, we're learning together, I mean it, okay? So first thing, and it should be at the top, is personal stories and relatability, okay? So how do you communicate that you are a real person and you're bringing your real life to social media? How are you doing that in your content? Okay? We've always said that it's not appealing and it's not attractive for you to just be a sales robot on social media day in and day out and day in and day out. Yes, consistency matters, but you also are a human, right? You have stories, you have lives, you have friends, you have conversations, you have hard days. All of that is what makes you you and what's going to attract your people, right? We want to find our people. We want to find our customers. We want to find our friends. We want to find our new teamies. We want to find all of that. So are you putting out the content that's going to bring them in? And telling your personal stories and being relatable in the and you may think I'm the only person who feels this way, and it's things that I talked about in my stories today, like about that viral bowl or about me actually hitting April Fool's Day. Like, I talked about those things in my stories, and my comments or my DMs blew up with people who are like, nope, I feel the exact same way. Nope, I can't do textures either. Like, it's so funny. You think I'm so alone in this, or I'm just so weird. But the reality of it is the moment that you put yourself out there, and you're sharing your real life self, and it can be funny, right? It can be it can be something so silly, or it can be real. Like, I did a reel today, and it was kind of what was weighing on my heart, and it's very real to me because anyways, to me, that was a relatable, personal content piece that attracted a lot of people. It's one of my higher performing reels. It surpassed my reels from the last 4 days. Like, it's insane, right? And it had nothing to do with Scentsy, had nothing to do with my business. Um, but what it is doing is pulling in eyes of people who are like me, or people who are attracted to what I'm putting out there, right? They don't have to know that I'm doing Scentsy. They don't have to know about my business yet. They're going to see that, right? So it's okay if you bring them in on something else. Um, okay, so the next one is behind the scenes. And this is actually a really fun way for you to show that you're human, right? And you're not just a sales machine, but that you're actually working a business. And the behind the scenes can be fun, or it can be messy, or it can be silly, or it can be family inclusive. Like, the behind the scenes is a really attractive piece because we can set up our warmers really nicely, and we can put the wax in, and we can fill up our diffusers and all these cool things. But people want to know, where'd that come from, right? So do a behind the scenes of an unboxing, or of you doing your happy mail, or making samples. Somebody said earlier they're making samples and they sold some cleaning bundles. Amazing, right? Imagine if you displayed your behind the scenes. Not only is it engaging for people to watch, right? It's like that whole like kids opening the eggs, and kids love to watch other kids open toys and stuff. It's like that. People love to watch those things. But also, in a business mindset, it is showing other people who may be interested in this business, showing them exactly what it looks like behind the scenes. And oh, by the way, I could do that, right? I can sit in my bed and watch Netflix and do Happy Mail. I can sit in my bed and follow up for 15 minutes. I can fold laundry and watch a training on my computer. Like, all of these behind the scenes things that you're doing, if you are showing people that, you're showing them that your life isn't just sitting at a desk, or it's not, spending hours clicking away at your computer. It's actually integrating your business into your life, and anybody could do it, right? And it's fun to watch. It is so fun to watch, in my opinion. And I'm not the only one who feels that way. Okay, so the third thing, educational content. So Alex touched on this, and I love, she picked this up from somewhere else, but I love this idea because, again, we do always talk about adding value. Educational content is the adding the value. You're a Scentsy consultant, you are an expert in fragrance. You may not feel that way, but let me be very clear, that is the expectation put on you by your customers and by new people who you meet. When you say you're a Scentsy consultant, they're going to expect that you know what you're talking about, right? But on social media, people's attention span is very short, right? But what they do want to know is, if they're coming to your page and they see you're a fragrance expert, or you're a Scentsy consultant, or the Scentsy gal, the wax lady, whatever, they want to know that you know what you're talking about, and that you're going to add value by bringing Scentsy to the table, right? What is Scentsy doing for them that other fragrance companies can't do, right? What is the value here? And not just Scentsy as a whole, but just in general, people want to learn, people want to um feel inspired or see something that they didn't know before. Like that is such a fun thing. How many videos have you seen where people are like, I learned this on TikTok and blah, blah, and now I'm doing it this way. It's like people love that, right? So the more value that you can add to your content, um, is going to take you very far, and it's going to make you stand out. But like Alex said, it's that idea of feel, felt, found, where you're adding a personal piece to it, and you're not just saying these room sprays are great, they can travel, they're water based now, so they're not leaving stains. Okay, cool, right? We can read that on the website. So I want to know your personal experience with this room spray. And this idea of value that doesn't expire is something that like blew my mind today, because it is what can you bring to the table that stands the test of time when it comes to value. And so something that stands the test of time is that our wax is food grade, right? So that's value that you can add to the fragrance world, to your content, that will not expire. Our wax will always be food grade, right? I can't think of any off the top of my head anymore, but you know it when you see it. Okay, so value that doesn't expire in terms of educational content is going to be captivating to the right audience. All you have to do is provide it. Okay. Next one, product transformations. I love this. So it's the difference of unboxing a warmer and having the box in the warmer. And then the transition is the warmer setup in your kitchen, right? Product transformations, or it's a whole order that you have on your kitchen counter, and then the transformation is it being bagged up for the customer, right? Things like that. Again, the idea of people short attention span, but also like the ooh off factor, right? Those really fun, engaging, momentary changes intrigue people, right? And all of a sudden their eyes are captivated by what's going on, and their attention is drawn to, wait, what? Oh, that looks so cool. Like, oh, wait, it's not just you packaging a customer's order, right? From it going to the counter to a beautiful bag with some tissue paper. It's, oh my gosh, she's really great at customer service, right? That's what it's going to translate to, right? Or, oh my gosh, that warmer does not look like it does in the catalog, or that's not what I expected it to look like outside the box, right? So it's doing more than just the transformation, the literal transformation in your video. It's speaking a message, and it's doing much more than just a picture can do, right? And again, this is the power of video content, which we are going to be focusing on a lot. Me and Alex were talking about today how I've noticed, since I have been being more consistent with reels, that my picture content on Instagram does not get the engagement that it used to, even in like form. But my reels get tons of engagement, or at least it gets seen much more than my pictures do. And that's very telling, in my opinion, right? Instagram was once just a picture app, and now it's turned into videos. And again, if you have a system right now that's working really well for you, if you're like, no, I think I'm really comfy in my just picture phase, or whatever platform you're on, whatever you're doing, if that's working for you, if the PRV translates, if the community translates, if all of that is moving and grooving, then don't fix what's not broken, right? The point of this new content type of arena that we're going to be bringing to the table is to encourage an open mindset, but also to take the people who recognize this shift and are recognizing these changes and want to take steps towards learning and take steps towards making that transition as well. You may not be in that place, and that's totally okay. But the reality of it is, I'm in that place. Okay. And so in terms of I love picture taking, and I really do love taking really beautiful pictures, but my pictures just aren't working the way they used to. So now I'm having to figure out how to take really beautiful videos and captivating videos. And it's a little bit more daunting, and it's a little bit more scary, and it's a little bit more effort. But the payoff already is proven to be even better. Okay. Because there's a lot more that you can say and do in a video that a picture just doesn't quite say, right? Sometimes a picture is worth 1,000 words, but a video is like worth a million words. Okay. You can evoke a lot more emotion and storytelling and value in a video, in a 30-second video, in a minute video, than you can in a picture most of the time. Okay. Um, that's not to shy away from taking pictures. Pictures are still really great. Throw them in there, right? But try out the video thing. Okay, so product transformations. Last one, testimonials. I love this one. I love this one because I live for feedback from my customers. Live for it. I want to hear what my customers think of what they got or what they purchased or what they saw, right? I want to hear their feedback. And I also really, excuse me, really, really love it when it's unsolicited and I didn't ask for it and they're just texting me and they're like, oh my gosh, that was a, yes, that's what I love, right? You know who also loves that? Your audience. Okay. How many times have you heard somebody recommend something and then all of a sudden you see it pop up on your social media and you're like, okay, and all of a sudden your social media is flooded with these ads and these commercials and whatever, and you're like, okay, wait, no, now I've heard from too many people that this is a really great product, or I've seen it one too many times. I've read the reviews. All right, now I've got to go. Okay, there's a reason that the consumer market has a lot of stake in reviews, right? Every company you shop with, everywhere you go, they want you to leave a review. Why? Because they understand that people will take my word for something over the company's. Of course, I'm going to brag on our Scentsy products. I'm a Scentsy consultant. Of course, I'm going to do that, right? But my customer over here is not making a single dollar when she says that this wax is the best thing she's ever smelled, right? So her saying that, even if I said the same thing, is going to mean more to the next person who wants to be a consumer than what I tell them. It hate it or love it, that's just the way that it is. So if you can share testimonials about what your customers are saying, or okay, about what your customers are saying, do that. Okay, find a way to do that. Tell a story. Tell a story. Say, I have a friend who has her litter box in her laundry room, and she's got 2 cats, and her laundry room just always smells like the cats doing their thing in there, and it's not fun, right? So she asked me for a recommendation. I recommended Clothesline. Very strong, very clean. She popped it in there. I gave her the pods. She decided to do the wall fan thing. Cool. 1 week later, she can't even tell there's a litter box in there. It's working so well. She says it's perfect fragrance for cat owners, right? Yeah, that would mean so much to a consumer than you saying, I think Clothesline would be really great for cat owners. Okay, cool, right? Testimonials in that regard. You can tell the story of that. And so I highly recommend that you do. Also, you can tell the story of testimonials from other consultants and not say that they're consultants, right? It doesn't just have to be, this is my customer, right? If somebody posts on the Dream Team or on the True Life page and says that same story, says, hey, I'm a cat owner. Alex owns 472 cats and has a litter box, and she uses Magnolia linen and that works really well for her. You can turn around and tell your customers, hey, if you're a cat lover, I have a friend who uses Magnolia linen and she says it works great, right? Boom. Okay. And again, we're talking video here, but even written word would do the trick here. Just understand that testimonials convert people, reviews convert people. They will be sold on the words of somebody else faster than your continued praise of the product that you're getting paid to sell. Okay. So, types of high converting content. I'll go through them one more time: personal stories and relatability, behind the scenes, educational content, value that doesn't expire, product transformations, and testimonials. Okay. So, this little shindig tonight is just the foundation. We are just providing the foundation for you guys to understand that this is the direction that we're moving. And this is what we know to be true right now in the content creating world. This is what is, for lack of a better term, selling. This is what is engaging people. This is what is bringing people in. And the beautiful part about it is I just gave you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ways that you can capture your audience. And by all means, do a mix of all 5, focus on 2, get really good at 1. However you want to split it up, the choice is yours. It's your business, it's your social media. You can definitely decide to hone in on a couple areas or all areas. But I do recommend and encourage you to at least give it a shot, right? At some point, the train will continue to move on down the track, and you're either coming with us or you're staying where you're at.